The paper committee has selected 12 excellent papers for presentation. That's the good news. The bad news is that we have only 3 hours to present the 12 papers. And that is, in terms of speaking in AIS terms, only time slots of 15 minutes for everything, introduction, questions, everything. And that's very short, I recognize that. Therefore, I will keep my introduction as short as possible. I will give a short introduction of the speakers. You can read the complete CV in the final program, what everybody has received in his bag. And I will also apologize Alan Stewart. He is mentioned as the second session chair for this session, but he was not in the position to be here. I will take good care of you this morning. I will, as soon as I see too many people sleeping, I will use this to give you a wake-up call. The first speaker this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is Stefan Bober from the German Federal Waterway and Shipping Administration. Stefan is one member of the AIS Technical Working Group of the E-Navigation Committee. Stefan, the floor is to you.
Thank you for the kind introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. After this fantastic party yesterday, I told him I can't do better than that. But he insisted to start at 9, and so here we are. AIS has become an important component for maritime navigation for the exchange of navigation-related information between ships and shore. The obvious thing to do is now to implement this successful technology in the inland navigation environment as well. The transportation of goods, as you know, of course, does not end at the seaport. Most of them have to be brought to the hinterland. Inland shipping provides a safe, efficient, and environmentally friendly transportation means of goods. Most of the economical centers in Europe are accessible via inland waterways. An extensive inland waterway network links them together and connects them to the seaports. The intensification of inland navigation and the structural transformation of shipping, more powerful and larger vessels, require more efficient use of the capacity of the inland waterways. As further expansion of the waterways is increasingly meeting up with its limits, the provision of information, especially at bottlenecks along the waterway, is increasing of importance. Since 1996, a number of European countries have developed the so-called river information services. The objectives of river information services are the improvement of safety and efficiency of inland navigation in order to optimize the use of inland waterways for transport. River information services constitute a concept of harmonized information services to support traffic and transport management in inland navigation. RIS services are meant to support inland navigation by means of standardized information exchange. RIS services ranging from information about waterways and its navigation conditions, through traffic management, calamity abatement, toward information for logistic support, law enforcement, and waterway charges. Inland AIS has been developed to support all those RIS services. Due to the data provided and its periodic reporting behavior, Inland AIS mobile station inform about the whereabouts of the ship, its identity, size, draft, as well as category of cargo. As information content and the data exchange are standardized, those data can easily be provided to those RIS services where information are required about navigation-related ship data, about the traffic situation in the waterway, or about ship movements. Inland AIS is based on maritime Class A AIS, and it's further developed to serve the specific requirements requirement for inland navigation. It is full compatibility with maritime AIS. It preserves the full compatibility with maritime AIS is preserved to allow for direct data exchange between sea-going vessels and inland vessels in mixed traffic areas like seaports. This slide shows the data which can be provided by inland AIS. Most of the data are common data of maritime and inland AIS, the black text. Some data are only provided by inland AIS, the red text. Those data cannot be displayed by maritime AIS. Typical data in inland navigation are European ship number, type of convoy, and category of dangerous cargo. The lengths in the beam are not always static data in inland shipping. In case of a convoy, it may vary from voyage to voyage, and those has to be adjusted. Since privacy of data is an issue in the inland shipping community, they are working in a highly competitive market. It is agreed to transfer only a minimum set of data, mainly the dynamic data and the identity of the ship. To provide required additional data, application-specific inland AIS messages have been developed. For example, person on board, ETR and RTR at log bridge and on terminal, water level information and signal status. Those messages are developed on a regional basis and are now applicable for all European inland waterways. The development of inland AIS was led by the Central Commission for Navigation of the River Rhine, the Technical Commission, and is now adopted by the European Commission. Functional specifications of inland AIS are described in the European Standard for Vessel Tracking and Tracing for Inland Navigation. Test standard for inland AIS with operational performance requirements has been developed. Type approval procedures of inland AIS equipment were defined, and type certified equipment are available on the market. Specialized firms for the installation and testing of inland AIS are approved to ensure a high level of quality of the installation. Due to its potential to support most of the services mentioned above, inland AIS is now gradually implemented into the risk environment. To start with, ships are being equipped with inland AIS on a voluntary basis, partly with the support of the National Waterway Administration and by several projects of the European Union. At the moment, a subsidy program for 10,000 inland AIS units is set up by the Netherlands and Germany with the support of the European Commission. Also, the level of equipment for equipped ships is increasing. It is not expected that a general carriage requirement will be issued before 2013. Nevertheless, first mandatory requirements are applicable in the Australian stretch of the River Danube since 2008. Inland AIS, in conjunction with inland ACTIS and radar, delivers comprehensive information on the navigation display for both the waterway and its surrounding traffic situation. Particularly in river sections with difficult topographical conditions, inland AIS shows a greater range than the sight out of the window or the radar range. As an advantage, vessels can already be detected behind a corner. This video gives an example about the difficulties of inland navigation we experience on a daily basis. Due to their restricted maneuver capability, ships navigating in rivers with high current and tight banks may sometimes need the whole width of the fairway. And for them, as well as for the encountering vessel, it is important to know if and where a passage will take place. Since vessels getting larger, those situations may happen more frequently in the course of the river. In the mountainous section of the River Rhine, traffic lights inform shipping navigating upstream about oncoming vessels. Those skippers are aware of the traffic situation in the next section and can navigate accordingly. With the use of inland AIS, this traffic situation can easily be displayed and accessible and more precise regarding the encountering vessel and the actual position and speed of the encountering vessel. If needed, inland AIS is capable to transfer even the signal status of those traffic lights, and those can be displayed on board independent from weather conditions and visibility.